Welcome to C4UC, Canada's 4-on-4 Indoor National Championships. We're coming to you from Ottawa, Ontario, here at the Louis Riel Dome. As you can hear, the teams are cheering, just getting ready for our afternoon match. My name is Andrew Portwine. Thank you for joining me. We're going to have Quality Control out of Ontario, playing against Sheepish from Nova Scotia. Both of these teams just finished games in the last time slot, and both of them actually lost. So one of these teams is going to be righting the ship after this game. The question is, which one? Quality Control out of Ontario is wearing the red jerseys. You'll see them taking the line now, giving a few high fives. Sheepish wearing the blue jerseys. They have the prominent lion, Nova Scotia flag clearly displayed on their shirt. Provincial pride on full display. And there's the pull straight out the back of the end zone. Luckily, the game on the next field hasn't quite started yet. So in the previous game, Quality Control lost to the top seed Mighty Discs out of Quebec. Very strong team. Swift out of Ontario beat Sheepish. Not a bad game. It's fairly close game. So play has started. There's the long floating throw to the end zone. Catch out the back of the end zone. Looked like the player jumped, assuming that was the front of the end zone. These end zones are only about 3 yards. It's pretty small. On those longer throws, you can lose your spacing ability. So that goal did not count. Out the back of the end zone. A little flip pass to the middle of the field. So Quality Control. You may recognize those jerseys. That is Raft jerseys they are wearing. So players are familiar with each other, playing as Raft in the Outdoor Summer Series. Have had some pretty good success over recent years. As I say that, there's a goal for Quality Control. So both these teams, as I said, coming off a game, I could just hear the woman that caught that goal. I can hear her saying, "I'm tired." You know, these games do take a lot out of you. As much as they are short games, it's high intensity work while you're playing. Both teams are likely to be tired, and maybe who can manage their exhaustion the best. And that wasn't their first game of the day prior to this. They have been playing before. Getting into the higher stall count. Gets the little dish pass off. There's a nice cross-field pass. Lots of open space. Lots of clustering in the middle of the field. You can see Raft is almost playing his zone. They're pinching into the middle of the field. Two midfields. This is the first team I've seen play some zone. Watched a few games through the day. And even last year, very few teams played zone in 4-on-4. Perhaps a little bit of coaching ingenuity coming into the game and changing the flavor of the game. See how successful it is for Raft. Quality Control. I'm so used to seeing these Raft jerseys in the summer series. And there's the punch in. So the zone did slow the play down quite a bit. Sheepish really had to work to get that goal. Looked like number 88, Emma Parsons, with the catch for the goal. Disc is coming back into play. Just a small break to swap personnel. Let's see what Quality Control does on offense here, seeing as how they're employing maybe a little bit of a different defense. Going full field. Don't think that foot was in. Nope. Out the back of the end zone, but clearly cutting from the front of the stack, looking for that big gain goal right away. It's a good active mark from Landry. There's a low throw over the middle. Miscommunication. Receiver, handler. Nice high release. There's a throw to the end zone. Easy catch, well in play. It's Mark Thompson throwing for the goal. A little bit of a makeup for that error that he threw out the back of the end zone on the initiation of play. He has been one of the primary handlers for the teams here in the Ottawa area in the summer series for a few years now, so I'm sure we're going to see a lot from him as the day goes forward. Another goal. Sheepish not wasting any time. Getting right back on that board, tying it up at 2s. Dave Bowes catching the goal for Sheepish. When goals are scored at that kind of pace, that was only about 20-25 seconds maybe total. You can see how the score would change quite drastically in a short amount of time through the course of a game. Disc is in. So Raft, quality control, pardon me. Now playing the shorter game with a swing pass. There's another cross field. Maybe that last one was just a one-off deep strike to the end zone off the initiation of play. Now looking to play a more traditional game, taking 2-3 passes up the field. There's the hammer to the end zone. And the great catch. Great concentration. Excellent layout grab. That was Heather Wallace with that big layout bid to save possession on the swing pass. There she is coming back. Tried to force that one maybe into the end zone. Easy pickings for the defender. So Sheepish again moving the disc quickly, going for the end zone. Good tail edge grab. Jasper Dupuis with the catch. That was some good hands on the tail edge of that disc as it was going toward the back of the end zone. Sheepish picking up the pace in the last few points, really pushing to get in that end zone. Maybe the first possession that they had when they had the zone against them, it just caught them a little off guard and they went slower. Getting back to some quick scoring now. Quality control, keeping the disc. The pass is complete. There's a swing pass. Thompson with the disc, going up that far sideline. Quality control, looking around, taking their time. That's an unfortunate drop. Oh, call made. So the player had already dropped the disc, but it had gone up in the air. She still had a chance to regain possession, and her hand was hit, so she wasn't able to reach up to make that secondary grab. I think that's a good call. She was impeded from continuing the play. Thompson again, some extra juice on that throw out the back of the end zone. That's 2 out of 3 of his sort of deeper throws that we've seen. A little too powerful. I know he handles a lot outside in the summer series. I don't know how much indoor 4-on-4 he plays. But he definitely wants to take a little power off those throws and give his receivers at least a chance in the end zone to catch them. Nice open cut across the midfield. It's Mathieu Landry. Swings it across field. Big fake. Thompson, nice little cutter through the middle. That may have even been deflected. Had a little wobble to it. Excellent catch in the end zone. 3-all. Points are coming fast and furious here. So quality control, you can see number 3. Lance on the field, Lance Blackstock. He's a pretty influential player during their outdoor summer season. See how he transitions to 4-on-4 indoor here. There's a floaty pass outside. Don't want to get too much loft on these passes. And there's the quick punch to the end zone. Lance, I think, lost track of who was behind him on the D there. Not that it was solely his fault. Sheepish was moving the disc through the front half of the defenders as well quite quickly, quite easily. Can hear quality control in the sideline just in front of my booth here. They're just discussing a little bit of their positioning on defense. So making changes. They'll be better prepared next time. There's a nice crossfield throw. Good break to get that out. Yeah, a little bit of a thought of a hammer there. Holstered that. Patrick Mapp with the disc. Takes the dump just to reset the count. Almost cuts off his in cut. Quality control is overlapping on a lot of their cuts. They're starting to lose their cohesiveness. Just short of the end zone. There's the dump back to Katz. Crossfield swing. Call in the field. You can see the quality control handlers are second guessing and giving some second looks to their cutters, either filling the lanes and not clearing, or just not able to make the throws that they need to make to get where the cutter is. Might be a contested stall count. That was a pretty long hold for the handler. There's the quick pass. It must have been a high stall count, coming in at probably 8. There's the reset to the middle of the field. And there's the throw on the slash cut across the back of the end zone. So that one took a long time to punch in, but they were successful. That's the key at the end of the possession. Game is 4-4. This looks like it might be a barn burner if it continues like this. Although I suspect at this pace, both teams, they can't keep this up for the full duration of our game time. So games are 45 minutes long. It's very hard to keep up this pace for 45 minutes. Rosters are pretty small. You essentially have 2 lines. When the points are coming this fast, you really don't sit off that long to get a rest. It's pretty constant movement. So quality control punches in another one. Take the lead 5-4. So let's see if this line that was on the sideline has tidied up their defense a little bit from the previous time. Sheepish did shred them essentially last time. It was a very quick point, so let's see if they've cleaned that up. Lance with good play in the backfield. Using good position. He's backing off of the mark a little bit to fill lanes. He's content to let them swing it. And notice he's 1 to 2 yards off the mark. He started to come in a little closer on that one. Drop there. Quality control going straight toward the end zone. Good D. Stuart McDonald, I think, with the D there. Number 77. Was well done. Bats out of bounds and continue to chase it, so there's no chance of a greatest. It's a good hammer fake. Get the Mark's arms up in the air so you have a little more in way of options. Going low in the midfield. Lance again. Got beat on the give and go. Maybe not his best defensive effort again. Sorry to pick on you, Lance. I'm sure you'll make a play or two that I'll be able to tell everyone how great you are. Quality control completes their first pass. Swing to the middle of the field. Swinging the disc for small gains. There's a turnover. Sheepish retaining or getting possession of the disc. There's a nice open cut. Wallace sloughing off a little bit on defense there. She was trying to fill the middle of the field lane versus staying right with her mark. That was a good run through D to deflect that out of play. That was Mathieu Landry that made that nice D. Some question downfield on a call. Disc is back in play. So Thompson with the disc again. Has a little cutter to the back of the end zone. That time he has his touchdown where he needs it to be. That disc landed about 2 feet inside the back line where his guy was the only one that was going to get it. If he has that touch for the rest of the game, that might be the difference to separate the two teams. So Lance is going to put a mark on. Good active mark. Oh, the D was made. Maybe not quite exactly how the defender intended. It looked like it deflected off his fingertips and out of play, but nonetheless, credited with a D. That was Al Zarani with the D. And with the big catch right in front of the end zone. Not quite in. It's unfortunate. It was a nice grab. And there's Lance with a little flip pass for the goal. Can't quite see who that was that caught it. Quality control takes a 7-5 lead. Disc is coming back into play right at the back of the end zone. This is a great chance. No, they get the big deep throw to get it out of the end zone. Disc is dropped right at the front line of the end zone. Looked like it actually hit off the wrist. Misjudged the play a little bit. Amanda Crawley, she made a nice cut to get open, just couldn't quite secure the catch. I'm sure she'll tidy that up next time. It's a Map with the disc. Looking around, takes the little flip pass. Almost too much air on that. And then the full field pass up the sideline. Quality control puts another one on the board. Take a 3-point lead, 8-5. That really has been a quick turnaround from the tie game. Matter of about 2.5 minutes to put this 3-point lead on the board. Sheepish not playing poorly. They've had a couple of good open strikes downfield, just unfortunate drops. Oh, miscommunication. The double cut from the receiver threw off the handler on that one. Results in a turnover. Lance laying out to try and save that dump catch. Another early throw that caught the receiver off guard. Got a hand on it to flip it up in the air, but could not recover. There's a wide swing pass. Can hear the sideline chatter from Sheepish, doing a great job supporting their teammates. Lance with the disc on the near sideline. Little flip pass for Khalid. Telegraphed that pass too much. The defender was able to get a hand on that. Didn't go enough OI to hook it around the defender. Defender was able to get the fingertips on that and knock it to the turf. Thought of a hammer. No mark on you. Maybe you don't need to throw the hammer quite at that stage of the game. There's the downfield strike for the goal. Shannon Murphy with the catch. So Sheepish tacks another on the board, closes it to 2 points. So I will say the pace of goals has slowed down slightly, but the pace of play really hasn't. These players are still playing at a pretty high pace. Higher than the other games I've seen through the day. It's a nice over-the-shoulder throw. That's a travel, I think. Yep. That was an awfully ambitious lean, and both feet, I think, were off the ground at the time of release. It's a good call. That was a little better. Kept the back foot down. think we have an ankle injury, maybe. Good spirit from the Sheepish player to come over and help the quality control player off the field. That player is wearing ankle braces on both feet, so I'm guessing that was just a little tweak of the ankle. Just discussing stall count. I think that was a 2 I just saw coming in. Lots of time on the stall count. That was a good comeback cut from Thompson. He had actually overlapped the upline cut, realized to jam a foot in the ground and come straight back over the middle to get that disc, and he completed the follow-up throw for a goal. That was good awareness. Quite often you see when you have an overlap cut, both players stop, almost deferring to each other. So it was nice to see Thompson just plant the foot, come back, and just take charge of, taking that open field space. So 9-6 for quality control. Game is at a pretty fast pace right now. It's quite enjoyable to watch. Both teams having some pretty good skill. A couple of nice Ds through the game. Getting a good chance to see some good play on both sides of the disc. So quality control is the 7th seed out of Ontario into this tournament, which makes them the 4th seed in their pool. Sheepish is Nova Scotia's 3rd seed. It's nice to see such a large Nova Scotia contingent. They had a lot last year, I believe 5 or 6 teams. I believe there's 4 this year, so excellent for the Nova Scotia contingent to come in here and play this championship. As I said, both teams are coming off losses during the last games that they had just played, so one of these teams is going to get back on the right trail and keep themselves in contention. The top end of this tournament does have a lot of strong teams. Pool B, where these guys are playing, Mighty Discs out of Quebec, I believe, has won all of their games. And I know Swift, the 3rd seed, had lost a game earlier in the day, so there's a chance for a little bit of mix-up in the middle to upper portion of the pool. A win in this game would go a long way to helping one of these teams, start that upset. Just taking a quick look on the next field over. I see Mighty Discs, the number 2 seed in the tournament, Quebec's number 1 seed, are leading 9-3 over Fortitude, which is Manitoba's 2nd seed in this tournament. So Fortitude, I would say, outplaying their seed to keep that game fairly close, 9-3. Keeping themselves within striking distance against one of the top seeds in this tournament. So well done on that field. And our feature game here in front of us, just about to resume. You can see quality control has the disc. Just about to fire the pull. And there it is. Of course, the bladey bouncy pull. Rolls out the sideline. Another good active mark. You can see the mark had dropped off a good 2 to 3 meters. Was really just cutting down angles, trying to take away any easy upfield pass, really just taking away the downfield, giving the swing, but no cuts came back for Sheepish to give that swing outlet. Stall count getting a little higher, so when the play does resume, believe we had a timeout. I believe we're going to come back to a fairly high stall count, so Sheepish will need to do something quickly off of this initiation of play. I have noticed a few times through their offensive sets, they've had some set plays for the first 1 to 2 cuts just to get the disc moving. See if they set something up here and run a set play that everyone's familiar with, because they need to get this first pass off fairly quickly. So Stuart McDonald over the disc, and just looking to see how quality control is setting up. Looks like a little clamshell at the front of the stack. Mark is a little closer anyway. He's getting much closer. Just a quick release up in the air. Complete. Serve the purpose. Little give and go. Sheepish retaining possession. Nice little low release inside backhand. Two receivers had a shot at that. Neither one could come up with it. That was a cheeky little throw. I like that. Oof, some good mustard on that swing pass from number 5. Charette. Oh, big layout D. Great job. Amanda Crawley. And she's also in the end zone. Is she going to get the... Oh, I think we have an injury in the end zone. A little slip on the turf. Yeah. A little bit of a limp coming off there. I think the leg slipped. I wonder if that's more of a muscle pull in the thigh. Just the way the legs fell awkwardly. Good job from the mark. Backed off. Helped with that slash cut across the end zone. Wonderful marking. Oh. Big catch for the goal. As I say, wonderful marking. That player really undercut. That was Ryan Katz. Undercut. I thought he was going to get that disc. Took a nice angle. Sheepish, good patient play and convert that goal. Well done. So 2-point game. See how the D stacks up here for Nova Scotia. That's a quick pass, little swing, and right up the sideline for the end zone. And that was Thompson again with the backhand for about a 3/4 field put. It landed a foot inside the back line. He's got his touch back. Honestly, think that is what made or broke them, I guess, in the first little bit of the game. You know, since he's sort of recalibrated his handling, they've sort of maintained this 2 to 3 point buffer they've had. Nice grab on the swing pass. Good one-handed stab. Sheepish evaluating the field, looking deep. Lance eats that right up. Lance really active at this point. He hasn't stopped running until now with the disc. Another one of those high floaty forehands. Similar to the one he telegraphed earlier. Just a little too much juice on that pass. Receiver couldn't close his hand on it. Good throw right up the middle of the field. That's a good gain. Alzarani with the mark. Quality control, putting some good defense on. Finally, another chunk yardage gain. There's a deflection, almost a hand block. Unfortunate. Throw to the end zone. There's going to be a call. I can see the defenders getting caught up. Clearly a pick. So Al-Sarani with the mark right now. You can see him poaching in the lane. Quality control, really playing that poachy defense. They're not afraid to let the swing passes happen, but clog up the middle of the field. High release, just throwing it over the defender to open space. Allow the receiver to run onto that. That's an ambitious throw. That was 5-6 meters ahead of the receiver. It was a nice low release, a flat throw. Just overly ambitious, I think, for the speed of that receiver on that particular cut. Full field throw. You could see the receiver trying to milk that to get all the way into the end zone. Was right along the sideline. Unfortunately, dropped it out of play. There's a full field swing pass. Up the sideline. Lance just patrolling back near the end zone again. He's just playing safety back there, eating up anything they try and go deep with. Excellent job from the offensive player to go forward and attack that disc. Otherwise, it was easy D. There's a pick. Not uncommon in this smaller format, having picks called. I think we were more fortunate in our early games to have not so many picks called. This is probably a more traditional amount of picks. Not in. Completes the pass. The defender thought she was in and just peeled off to go and sub. So 11-7 for quality control. They're starting to put their foot down a little bit. Sheepish can't let too many points go. They're going to let this game get away from them. This game goes until about 2:50, so still lots of time. But again, can't let that run of play get too far out in front of you. Nice catch right in front of the end zone and a little floater. Just lead that receiver into the end zone. Nice touch on that pass. It was quite nice touch on that pass. As much as it was a floaty pass leading the receiver, it was on the opposite side as the defender. So the defender really had no play to go through the receiver's back to get that. It was literally just for the offensive player to run onto. So Thompson on the sideline throws the hammer. Nice, safe two-handed catch. And there it is, give and go. Can't get in the end zone. We have a player in the end zone. We have a goal scored. I think there's going to be a pick called. I think I see one of the crazy cat ladies standing in the end zone. Some of these cones are a little bit different than other fields. Here we go. Play is in. There is a dump pass. It's going to be a big yardage loss, but possession will be retained. Good hands on the reset. Overlapping cuts in the backfield. Has to take a bigger yardage loss to make sure to retain possession. And there's the shot to the end zone. Charette with the goal for quality control. 13-8. That's what I have for a score. And it looks like the scoreboard matches. Nova Scotia getting the disc back in play. It's a good step out. Nice throw. Good continuation up near sideline. Clip the defender in the just above the eye with the disc as the pivot happened. Just dragging the disc through, unintentional. Hopefully not right in the eye. Having a little laugh at it, so I'm assuming that's nothing too urgent around the eye area. Good reset. Can see quality control again, filling lanes. Leaving the swing open on the far sideline, wide open, but you can see Lance. Not in, just short of the end zone. Oh, nice break throw. Excellent throw. Sheepish converts that goal. I believe that was number 5 with the throw. Allison Tanis. That was a tasty throw. Having said that, that was well done for the receiver to be alert enough to catch that. Quite often they're making that cut just to clear out of the end zone, not expecting such a high-quality throw to get to them. Quality control, takes the little swing pass. Up line, some contact, but catch is made. Aggressive mark could almost see some grabbing of the arm. There's the flip pass to the end zone for a goal. That was number 5, Charette, with the catch again. Been calling her name quite a bit. Made a nice cut to the front of the end zone. Shannon Murphy with the disc, getting it back in play. Could see that disc was hit. Hand block. Couldn't quite put enough power to get through the hand block. The receiver almost had a chance at it. But so 1 in the end zone. with a push pass. Oof. Little bit dicey, a fake and then a push pass. Quality control, 15-9. You can see that number 8, Julie Vachon, on the sideline just describing what happened. I don't think she intended the push pass. I think that actually stuck to her finger from the description I see in front of me. Reenacting the play. Either way, that's a goal. So Nova Scotia, not much time here. They need to put one on the board. There's an air mail that goes out the back of the end zone. Lance taking the sprint. Quality control really hasn't played the deep game, so at this point, you're probably not likely to buy those fakes for the deep sprint. That's one of their deepest throws right there for the goal. It was probably about three-quarter field. Lance with the high release forehand just floats that into the end zone. El Zarani with the catch. $16-9 is the score. Just taking a look across, I see 14-9 on the on-field scoreboard. So if you are, another nice deep strike, just couldn't finish the catch. No, there is a call, hand in the back. As I was saying, it is 16-9. So if you are viewing and see the on-field scoreboard, I think they forgot to put a few on the board. And there's a goal for Nova Scotia. So I believe that last call was a foul. I think there was a hand in the back as the receiver went up and tried to make the catch. So we have 16-10. That was a good job by Nova Scotia to punch that one in. So they're down 6. Got about 8 minutes or so to play, give or take. So essentially they can't give up more than 1 or 2 more points to quality control, but basically need to score on all their possessions. Quality control at this point should be looking to swing the disc, eat up a little bit of clock. They have been scoring at a regular interval. I'm sure they're not going to complain if they put another 1 or 2 on the board, but so disc is coming into play, quality control, wide swing, going up the middle of the field right for the end zone. I think that was a beautiful toe drag. Yes, it was. Absolute thing of beauty. Full stretch to catch that. That was going out the back of the end zone. Big toe drag. Mathieu Landry, 19. Great bit of skill there. Nova Scotia with the disc. Going big. No one back there. There's Lance with a big smile on his face knowing he was going to eat that up. And then he promptly throws it away and gets it straight back. Wow, the stat keepers for this game are going to be busy here in the last few minutes from the looks of it. Quality control, swinging the disc. Lance going up line. They take the swing option. They've looked Lance off on the last 2 throws. They're kind of having a good laugh at his expense, I think, on those. He's looking for options to get off the sideline and jams it up the sideline into the end zone. There was no room at all there. 18-10. Lance having a good laugh, I think, at his teammates looking him off, maybe having a little fun at his expense. So we've got Nova Scotia with a stack right on the front of the end zone line. all three cutters were right along the front of that end zone. They're going straight to the end zone with a hammer that just sails out the back. Hits the banner on the netting. Not that I blame the Nova Scotia team. They had to attack that end zone. They threw a little wrinkle in there with the horizontal stack to maybe throw people off. Roughly 5 minutes left in this game. Quality control in no hurry. Swinging the disc, taking the open passes. Scoober to the end zone. 19-10. Quality control has this game firmly in hand. So this is the last game of the day for quality control. That's a good way to go out on top for the day. I believe this is their last game. Taking a quick look at the schedule here. Yes, it is. It is their last game. So they're going out on a win for today. And they'll start tomorrow by playing the number 2 seed in their pool last call. So this win was critical. If they can win that game against the number 2 seed tomorrow, that may upset the apple cart in the top half of the pool. So good news for quality control. Moving the disc. Lots of touches. Oh, Lance almost steals one from his teammate. So I feel like the Nova Scotia team, Sheepish, they came out, they played a strong first half. You know, around 9-10 points, the separation started. They had played right before this, and I did hear a couple of their players at the start of the game saying they were already tired. So I think maybe just a little bit of the exhaustion, a little bit of the rest may have caught up in the second half of this game. Quality control puts another one on the board. Sheepish has a pretty skilled team. I think they'll fare well tomorrow in their game once they get a little bit of rest. And there's a downfield pass just out of the receiver's reach. At this point, Nova Scotia knows they have to sort of push it to the end zone, maybe take a few more risks. Nice long cut to the backfield. Big reset, just out of the defender's reach on that one. There's a nice crossfield reset. And another. Recycling the disc very well in the backfield. There's the big upfield gain. Cheeky little throw to the middle. No options in the... Forced that throw. No one in the backfield was making a cut for a reset after she had turned and stopped looking at the upfield cut. Basically threw that out the back of the end zone out of necessity. Sheepish working the disc up the field, probing for options just in front of the end zone. Off the receiver's fingertips. That was a nice throw to feather it in there. 2 inches too far. You can see quite often in the second half, Sheepish has been making the good look or the correct look. It's just been off the fingertips about 4 times on these downfield throws or end zone scores. It's a little bit of bad luck. Quality control has been employing a bit more zone defense or a really poachy filling the lane defense, which is a different look than you often see in indoor fours. So that might be throwing off the game for the Nova Scotia team as well. Sheepish scores one on a nice OI pass to the back corner. And there's the horn to finish the game. So quality control in the second half. Apologize, folks. Just loudspeaker announcements. Quality Control, the second half, really put the throttle down. They win 20-11. Sheepish hit a little bit of a speed bump there, I think with their energy being depleted a little bit. So Quality Control wins this one going away. Tune back in about 5 minutes, and we will have another game starting momentarily.